about overdone horror movie tropes that need to retire. It's Zena, your best friend who loves horror, back in the horror library. And before we dive into my list, let me just say, this is my list. It is mine. And yes, I know that there are horror movie tropes. There's so many, and obviously I'm not gonna cover all of them. I'm just gonna be covering my favorites to hate. And on top of that, these are the ones that I feel like really need to retire. And yes, it does depend on how it's executed. But I feel like we can all admit, we've seen it before. We've seen it many times with some of these tropes. Let's retire them. So the first one I want to start off with is one that is heavy on my heart, and it has always bothered me. The mysterious old black person that knows everything and they always sacrifice themselves. Why? Why do you do that? Why is it that this mysterious black person, it could be a friend, it could be a neighbor, it could be a cashier, the mailman, the guy who checks your oil, for some reason he or she knows the hows and whys, like why this demon is doing what it's doing, why this spirit just won't rest, and this is what you need to do. Why? And the example that I'm going to use, Halloran from The Shining 1980, and please don't come for me because I love The Shining, but I've always felt that Halloran's purpose was only just to get killed. Well, to get killed, but also to tell Danny what's going on. So we all know The Shining, and Danny's daddy turned homicidal while taking care of the Overlook Hotel, which was infested by way too many comfortable, nosy ghosts. I mean, those ghosts were going wild. Halloran explained some things to Danny, and I honestly just feel like, again, that was just his only purpose. Then as soon as when Danny knew everything, like pretty much that's it for Halloran, he no longer has a purpose, so just like that, he was just killed. Another example is Annabelle with Alfred Woodard character Evelyn. She is a legend, Alfred. I don't understand how did this happen. Like, I was so upset. That ending, and yeah, spoiler, that ending, it still haunts my life because I don't understand, like, why would you do that? I don't remember exactly what her character Evelyn said, but she said something along the lines like, oh, I figured out my purpose. My purpose is to help you. And it's just like, no, it's not.
I can make it right. This is what Ruby meant.
No.
Number 2, when the villain is knocked out cold or they think that they killed the villain, right? And so then the surviving characters, the ones who made it that far, it's usually 2 or more, it could be 3, but usually it's like 2, right? And then that's the time when they decide that they want to confess their love to someone. It could be like, I have to tell you something, Kara. We've known each other since 3rd grade and I've always been in love with you. I don't understand why you guys aren't running out the door or stabbing the villain in the head to make sure that they're actually dead. I don't care about 3rd grade. It's so exhausting and annoying, and I'm always just sitting there upset and just talking to the screen like, if you don't just finish the villain off. Number 3, I see it but nobody believes me. So always in horror movies some crazy stuff go down, right? And then there's usually like a character who decides that they want to tell like their partner, like their husband or their boyfriend, like, hey, this is what happened, and then their significant other never believes them. Like, never. It was always like this on the Goosebumps series from the 90s as well. Like the parents though, they never believed their kids, like at all, and used to drive me insane as a kid. At this point, if you say that you saw a hairy butthole chasing you down the road while singing a lullaby, that's what you saw. Stop trying to get people to believe you. The real question is, what are you gonna do about it? It's a hairy butthole. It doesn't matter what Lionel says. It doesn't matter if Lionel didn't see it and he doesn't believe you now. I feel like a lot of the characters, they spend so much time trying to get people to believe them. Finally, they're gonna believe you once they see it themselves. You can get yourself a new boo thing, but can you get yourself a new life? If you're dead, no. Number 4, the car not starting. At this point, just run. Walk, run, drag yourself on the floor. Do whatever you have to do to survive. Yes, it would be ideal to have a car, but it's not starting. And what they do is, oh, the car's not starting. And then they want to go back in the haunted house or the demon infested house, or the killer is right there. We could just barricade ourselves in the bathroom with that flimsy door. There's nothing more to discuss at this point. And finally, number 5, splitting up. Do I even need to say? Whenever I see people split up in horror movies, I already know that they're going to die. Someone's going to die because you're splitting up. Just stay together. Why can't we stay together? All right, guys, so that's my list. I wanted to keep it light and only give you 5. I can go on. I'm interested in knowing what are some overdone horror movie tropes that you would like to see retire. Let me know, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Why the spirit just won't rest, and this is what you need to do.